everyone, it's QW with Islands of Insight, picking up right where I left off. I think this is the exact spot too. I'm close to the Lost Grids. I want to actually go down there. Look at that, 331 out of 364 puzzles solved. Let's see if we can't solve a few of those right now. And if I see a puzzle here I can grab, I'll do that. That's a ring I've already seen. For instance, there's a couple logic grids here. Might as well touch them. Connect all dark cells. Alright, well that means we're going to go through here. And there. So we have to go, yeah, that's done for us. Okay, well. Fine then, I'll solve your puzzle. Don't make 3 in a row. All light regions have area 4. Oh, well, the light regions can be whatever we want. No black 3 in a row. So this has to be the light region here. Because no matter what, whatever. We can't connect that, however. We can't have 3 in a row. Can't connect that one. No 3 in a row, so that takes care of this segment. That segment can't happen. There we go. No 3 in a row is going to do this, which means we have to bring it out this way. And it would have to go to the right, so that finishes this segment as well. No 3 in a row. Okay, the bottom half is done. This would overload the white segments. So, no 3 in a row. That's also going to overload. So we have to bring it out here. Overload. Either one of these two seem appropriate so far. We can't... Okay, if there's a white cell in any of these 4, there's a white cell in all of those 4. So if there wasn't a white cell here, all of them would be black and we'd have a problem. So these all have to be white. Here's one of these two. I think if I were to put a white cell here, we'd have no more room for any other white cells and we'd have a bunch of black cells. So this has to be the white cell there. And then we just make the zigzag pattern here. That's actually kind of a cool puzzle. I really like that one. Unless I missed it, it seems like that was the logical inference to make, and it felt like I actually got to make one. It wasn't just sort of forced on me. And I wasn't guessing either, so that's the other thing I like. So this has got to come out. We can't meet these, can't meet those. B is just going to be like this. I don't see why A wouldn't just be that either. So then E is just going to go around the edge here. Yeah, that's simple enough. Yeah, that's a rule that wasn't like given to us in an insight, but if I see something where it's just connecting letters to each other and 2 letters are on the edge and it's the only thing that they are, you just go around the edge. There's no reason not to. Anyway, let's head down and see what we got in this world. Okay. Those can't connect. Those can't connect. Alright. Area numbers as well. These can't connect. That's got to come out. That's got to come out. Let's see. That's not going to connect either. That can't connect. Does the D go anywhere? D does not have to connect to anything else. Neither does C. B looks like the only letter that has to connect somewhere. And this B is going to have to go around through here. The 7 can only go one more space this way. So it's got to move up. This far. Alright, the 3 is complete. This 6 is complete. This 4 could move down. The B... Oh no, the B has to escape, so the 4 can't move down. It has to go this way. 8 is now complete. The B has to move up, but it can't connect there. 7 will connect to this piece here for sure. C does not have to go anywhere, but it does go a little somewhere, but not much further because we can't connect it to the B. Let's see, and then at this point, since B is already on the edge, we might as well take it all the way. This here, this 7 will connect here. The 4 has to at least go to here. So the 7 can only move one space down, so it is going to move over like so. That's going to make that complete. The 7 will connect here. And then we're done. Oh, hold on. This 7's incomplete. Ah, cool one. That was good logic puzzle. Don't make this or that. Okay, so no elbows of any kind mean we have rectangles. But since we can't do 3 in a row, it just means that we're going to have either singles or just dominoes. That's all we can have for black squares. That's what we can work out with that rule. Then no squares as well. I don't see why we wouldn't just have the A go around, but I guess these rules are going to mess with that somehow. A does have to go through here, and here, and actually, no, it does go through here, and it does go through that. We can't have elbows, we can't have squares, so it does mean we block this corner this way instead. So, B has to connect. The only way B is going to connect is by going through here. So C has to go around the long way. We can't have elbows. Can't have squares. That can't connect. Let's see. This C is going to go through there. Can't have elbows. Let's see. Can't have squares. No elbows at all. Can't connect those. Can't connect those. No squares. No elbows. Great. The C has to come out this way, so B is going down. No elbows. No squares. I think that's it. Yeah, again, once you start getting this many rules, it gets in the way of solving the puzzle a little bit, but not to the extent we've seen in some other puzzles, so I'm not going to ding it for that. Double A's. We got a lot of A's. I don't see why we wouldn't just do... Again, we have A's on the edge. I don't see why we wouldn't just connect them. Because any other thing that we do that puts white cells here just further complicates it, gets in the way of these things. Same with these. It's not a question of how we get these A's to connect, because we don't want to touch B or C. Now these won't connect to each other. The 3 is complete. Those won't connect to each other. The 8 has to come out this way. Has to come out a little further. 5's got to come out this way at least that far. Let's see. The 7 can only move one space to the right, so it has to move up. Like this. This 7 has to move out, so the 8 still moves up at least that far. Now, we could put the last bit of the 8 here, or it could be one of these two directions, because the 5 could go there. We're not totally sure yet. But now the A has to go through this gap right here. And if it moves this way, we have to block... Oh, it can't move this way at all. It's got to move up through here. That's got to be blocked. That has to be blocked, so let's see. That has to go. There we are. Let's see. A's got to go... Can't go to the C for sure. And the 6. The A is going to come through here. The C can only move one space down. That's okay. It could also put a white cell there. It's fine. This does have to come up, forcing the 6 up. B has to be blocked off entirely. Makes the A come up further. Can't connect to that. Oh dear, this is actually a problem. I've done something incorrect here because now A is blocked no matter what I do. Alright, let's review this. We know we have to stop these. We know we can't bring this out. We know we have to do this at least. So A is going to come through there. But 8 can't do this because it's gotta cut that way, which means the A must come through. What if it went through this way? Is there any world in which that happens? No, because this is going to cut off no matter what. So A is always going to come through here. So that hasn't changed. The 7 can move this way, but it has to move up. So we're still running into the same problems we ran into before. A has to cut through the middle of these two spaces. Because it can't cut through here because it would touch B. 5 still has to move up, which forces the A up further. The 7 has to come out. Yeah, it's looking like we've got the exact same issues before. Now, if I were to do... I can't block that. There's only one more space I can go here. So I do have to move out again. So this is where the A goes. So the 7 goes. For sure. I could do this. Like, there's... If I put this here, if I block this off... Well, if I do this, the 6 can't go anywhere. So the 6 has to go somewhere. So again, this is the exact same position I was in before. So how do I make the 7 work? This is the only way to make the 7 work. It's not the only one. That's the only way to make the 7 work. We do have to block that off. Yeah, so we gotta block this off. So the 6 really can't go... So maybe the 5 comes way down here? Maybe I just messed up with the 5? Like this? Oh, hold on. Like this. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I think I just overthought this one. Alright, tiles remaining 3. Oh, okay. Let's just do this. Went that far now. I know there's got to be one black cell on all of those. The question is where it's got to go. If we were to put a black cell here, if we knew this had to be a black cell, we'd know too many other cells. So we can't know any cells right next to this being black. If we knew this was a black cell, we would know all of that. So I think we can't know where any of the black cells go. Is it just make a, like, pattern? Are you kidding me? Okay. Connect dark cells exactly 1 symbol per light area. Well, if this were a dark cell, we'd have to also have those be dark cells. Same with this. We'd have to do that at 1. So this can't be dark cell. So let's start with that. This is light cell. It still could be dark cells surrounding this. If this were a light cell, we would have to do that. If this were a dark cell. So we know this has to be a dark... These all have to be dark cells, no matter what. Because those are dark cells. All dark cells do have to be connected, but we might do this here. Either way, that's a dark cell, which means that these are dark cells. Because either this scenario or that scenario. Let's see. Dark cell is going to force dark back there. Light cell is going to force light back there. Let's see. If this was light... we could do that. Let's see. What's the next step here? What's the 1 symbol per light area doing for me? Let's see. If this were light, that's fine. That would have to be light. This would have to go that way. Let's see. I made this light. Just have to do that. But then we would have to make these dark cells. Right? That would be how that goes. If we did that move. What would happen if we did dark cell? We'd have to do dark cell there. Then we could do dark cells here. In fact, we'd have to do dark cells there. So no matter what, those are dark cells. Means these are all dark cells. This has to be light, which makes that have to be light. So we were right the first time. Still don't know on these. Do that. It can't be dark, so this has to be a light cell. Connecting all dark cells forces us to do this. So that is forcing that to be a dark cell. So we have to continue that all the way across. That means this has to be a light cell. It means this has to be a light cell. Excellent. Can't go all the way there. So if this were light, we would have to connect. This has to be dark. Like so. If this is a light cell, we're fine. If it's a dark cell, we're not. So light cell here, dark cell there. That's got to connect, so... Not totally sure. Connecting all dark cells. Yeah. That just seemed really tedious. It's fine. There was logic being used there. It just seemed not as fun as some of the other stuff. So I need to get 7. That's not actually how I do it. I do it this way. Now in here, it's the same basic idea. I think it's the same basic idea for all of these. That's how you do that one. Over here, these are going to be like that. Something like this. Yeah. Interesting. Little sampler. Alright, 1. That's done. 1 symbol per dark and per light area. Okay. Well, that's going to be dark. Which means this has to extend to something. Let's see. These are done. That's got to extend somewhere. That can't. This has to extend until we reach something up here. 1 symbol means this has to be light. That's got to go there. These have to be blocked. That's got to be blocked. This has to come out. 1 symbol per light area and dark area. Alrighty. So far, so good. That's got to be like so. That's got to be like so. That's got to be blocked. That's the only way to do this segment. Interesting. It's kind of fun in a goofy way. I'm not touching that 5-star today. We'll come back to that another time. Those can't connect. 1 symbol per light area. So that means we got to be careful. Oh no, we don't have to be careful. We could put black cells wherever we want. Why would we need the 1 symbol per light area rule? I guess I'll find out. The 2 cannot go to the left because it would block the 3 from doing anything. So corner rule. We don't have to connect all dark cells, so I don't have to worry about that. 6 does have to go through here. These 2. So I guess it means we can't put a light cell here. It's got to be a dark cell. 5 is coming out. Let's see. The 7... Is there any way this is blocked? If this was a dark cell, the 7 would be stuck here. So that's got to be a light cell. If this were a dark cell, we have the same issue, so this has to also be a light cell. Forcing the 5 there, forcing the 7 into that space. There's no way that's a dark cell because then the 6 doesn't have space and it can't connect to the 5. So that's connected to the 6. In fact, the 6 is done. The 5's got to at least connect there. In fact, might as well just do that. Give ourselves a lot of room with the 8. Yeah, cool. Another one? Sure, let's do another 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. Okay, well those are done. All we got to worry about is area numbers, and then we have this dart. Those can't connect to each other. These can't connect to each other. So far, so good. So we just have to have 4 dark cells here. How are we going to do this one? Could do this. How far can this 8 go? That's as far as the 8. Well, 8 can't go there. This is the furthest we could go with the 8. So that'd be 4 spaces. This has to be a light cell. So the 21... In fact, if this is a dark cell, we're in trouble. So this is also a light cell. So the 21 is trapped down here. So how many spaces do we have? We have exactly 21, but we're... Okay, so how do I make this work? How does this happen? Because now we have... Don't have enough for the 21. Not unless I do something like this, but now the 8 is in trouble. Because we can't make 13. Alright, let's review this. Area numbers all... This is done for sure. The 3 can't connect to the 13. The 5 cannot connect to the 8. So... The 5 also has to come out this way. Could I do this with the 3? No, because then the 2 doesn't go there. So the 2 has to come out this way. So maybe... I can't... Yeah, that's got to be lights. This is still... Huh. Yeah, I can't do much with that. I need this. So if I do this here... Nope. Yeah, we just... I need to somehow get one here. But then I would need to find a play... Oh no, this is just what it was. Why wasn't this one working last time? I must have had something different without realizing it. Huh. I'm confused. Tiles remaining, 57. Come on. Okay, well, this is done. Connect all dark cells means there can't be dark cells. Can't be dark cells in here, because there has to be at least one up there. There has to be at least dark cells here, so these are all filled in. Okay. 30 tiles remaining. How many tiles are left up here? This is 9, 14, 19, 24, 29, 34, 42 tiles. So 12 of these don't have to be filled in. Alright. What do we do from here? Connect all dark cells for sure. Well, there has to be at least one dark cell in one of these two, which means these are all dark cells. And since there has to be a dark cell in one of these spaces, the dark cells do have to cut through here. That is guaranteed. Now they're going to either cut down around... Well, no, hold on. We got one this way. So now there can't be dark cells anywhere in here. One of these two. So we have to have dark cells going this way. There has to be one here. This doesn't make much sense. Again, I hate undercooked grids. They just don't feel good to solve. Alright, that's a good amount of lost grids, right? We just did 10 of them. since I'm down here, let's see what there is to solve in Verdant Glen. There's not going to be a lot. There's going to be this matchbox right here, but not going to be a lot. There's a pattern grid. Probably a good idea to grab those, too, if I see them. So there are 2 sightseers. I can grab those because I'm nearly complete with those. There's no hidden pentads. Too bad. There's no memory grids either. So let's grab the pattern grids if I see them. Sightseers are good to grab. None of those. So Wandering Echoes, if we see them. A couple Morphic Fractals and Crystal Labyrinths. Yeah, so there's not that much, but I will grab the ones I see and then just make my way out of here. Complete the pattern. It looks like this is the pattern. Just some sort of symmetrical thing here. Hold on. There's a couple pattern grids today. Might as well get them if I see them. Is there something here? There is a ring here. Nice. But I'm not going to spend too much time here. The Sightseer, I think, is the most important one that I want to grab. Just because there's so few of them left, and they are rather inconspicuous. Oh, another pattern grid. Look at that. Lucky me. Okay. Yeah, like Sightseers are not very large, whereas like Sentinel Stones, I have a similar amount of those to find, but they're very big, so I'll see them. They also can only appear in like 3 or 4 spots. That's a weird leitmotif. Are we doing it from this edge? Yeah, from this edge looking out. And this guy's got to connect somewhere. It's not the opposite side of this room or ring or whatever. It's just right there. Let's get an angle here. Classic puzzle. I mean, if I see a puzzle, I'm going to do it. All dark regions of area 3. Don't make elbows. Okay, so it's all rectangles, which means that's that. Connect all light cells. Not much going on there. Oh, hey, another leitmotif right there. That's an interesting spot. New music grids and Lucian Waters. Wow. Hey, let's hit a Wandering Echo, too. You're gonna go up the stairs, you're gonna go up the stairs. Okay, thank you. I was like, if you're gonna go all the way up there, I'm going to kill you. Let's see. Where would a sightseer be? If I was a sightseer, where would I be? Oh, hold on. We can find out. Alright, sightseer is what I'm looking for most. I don't see anything, so I think they're farther away. Let's just keep rolling until we see a symbol. Oh dear. Anybody else seeing anything? Well, that's a Sentinel Stone, that's great. Those are also important puzzles. There's a cube here, which is nice. What's going on here? I mean, Morphic Fractal, might as well take that when I can. Wow, okay. look at you. Looks like I'm kind of there. There we go. Maybe it was up this direction, because I didn't really check this way. Here's another one. Ah, there's one there. Another morphic fractal up there. Looks like this is the place to be to find the puzzles I want to find. Real quick. Okay, now that I know it's here, I'm going to look for the second one. So I'm going to run this direction and then come back to grab all the puzzles I've missed. This is not looking promising. I mean, there are lots of puzzles to do. I want specifically that one type. Okay, it looks like I'm just barking up the wrong tree here, so let's head back. Let's head back. Grab this one down here. This is going to happen, this switch there. I think we want to get this out of the way to start. I think I want to get this out of the way. Bring these down. Yep. Ooh, new glide rings spawn at Autumn Falls. Is Autumn Falls a place I got to worry about glide rings at the moment? I don't think so. I'll get there. Will I? We'll see. We'll see how time permits today. Don't make squares. We can't have that. Can't have squares of any kind. So there's that. That's got to be light. That's got to be dark. This has got to be dark, and that's got to be light. Let's grab a Sentinel Stones too, because don't want to forget those. Oh, hey, another one. Maybe I'll come back for that. I just really want to get Sightseers out of the way, because there's so few of them left. And I feel like Verdant Glen is really well known. I will come back for that puzzle thing. I want to get the puzzles I've already seen, so I'm not being confused by seeing them. That was a sentence that made sense to say. Alright, how about you, my friend? Alright, don't leave me too far away. I do want to come back to this spot. No. No. Stop it. Stop. Stop. Oh. Stop. Stop doing that. Oh, dear. Okay. No. Okay. You know, after a while of doing Wandering Echoes, it sort of feels like the kinds of things you'd say to your cat if it's carrying something you don't know in its mouth and you're trying to, like, get it out of its mouth and the cat's running away and you're just really like, no, don't do that, go away. That's what it feels like. Alright, we're just up here looking down on this path. Are we just up here? Are we just... It's like maybe over this direction? I want to see... Am I up... I'm up on top of this? Yeah, I'm up here. Nice. Alright, let's go back to that puzzle radar. Oh, no, hold on. I didn't do this maze either. Let's do that. This looks like... Oh, this looks like a good one. I mean, it does only say 39 seconds, but usually the master time isn't really based on how long it actually takes to solve the puzzle realistically as much as how long it would take to rush from the beginning to the end. Oh, this is going to be deliciously disgusting maze. I love it. Okay, so if we're here, we can immediately lose the puzzle. This is a dead end. I love it. Okay, so let's go... Okay, we're actually rather close to the end here. We need to get down to the bottom and then go around this way. It looks like it. And then we just... Ah, this is it. I wish every maze was at least that hard. That one wasn't even that hard. I just wish that that was sort of the floor. Because it was actually a maze. Like, there were dead ends and things. Nothing there. Alright, let's see if there's the last sightseer I can grab. So let's grab and then move back this way. And now instead of going up into that corner, we're going to move a little more central. Huh. Doesn't look like there's just anything to be done here. Surely I didn't just miss it over in this direction. Surely I would not be so foolish. I see you, Wandering Echo. I won't forget about you. I was gonna say there's no puzzles up here. I ran out of time on the puzzle radar. Oh well. Let's grab the Wandering Echo that was right down here. No one being taken for a ride here. Thank you. Also, was that down there? No, that's a different symbol. That symbol was just right here. Which is going to be corresponding with which red box? Not that one. Although that is a nice red box. I'm sure this green box is actually really close by. Yep. The red box here is there. Alright, let's go up. Swag. Alright, well, I'm going to give up on that sightseer then. At least I got one of them. Maybe it's a sightseer that's really close to the border of the level. I'll have to check in the save stats file. It'll show me. Since I have so few sightseers left, I'll be able to see kind of where I generally want to be looking. And I think this is the last pattern grid for the day, right here. We're just going to do this. Alright, let's head over to Autumn Falls. I haven't been there in a bit. And I think there's new glide rings there anyway, so might as well try to find them. Although, I'm not at the point in Autumn Falls that glide rings are specifically what I'm looking for. Okay, area number is all I care about. That's got to be blocked. That's overloading, so that can't happen. That's got to be Dark Cell no matter what. That's got to be Dark Cell no matter what. Let's see here. That's got to happen. Where should I start? Like, what areas have I not really thoroughly explored in Autumn Falls? If there's any. I feel like I've at least done puzzles in... some puzzles in every area, but I don't know if I've really fully explored any of them in particular. Now, glide rings are going to... are those... hold on. There's only been 2 done today, and they're both right there. Hold on. Interesting. So I bet somewhere over this way we're going to have something. Let's try the central island. There could be glide rings there. I don't think there are. There's just not a lot of space for them. Looks like everything on this island. Nope, there's something I haven't solved. There's that one. Sights here. Okay, so we're going to be looking up the roof maybe this way? I want to see these trees, I think. What am I in the way of? Okay, so there's the red tree there. Needs to be a lot smaller. There. That one wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. The sightseer was basically right on top of where I was supposed to be looking. Alright, I wonder if the green piece is actually higher up on the building. Might be tricky because we can't see it from too many spots up high. Where would... Ah! Found it. Nice. Something else down here? Yeah, there's a ring down. Okay, how about over here? Well, I saw that one. So this is just grab this angle here. And let's do a music box, shall we? Oh, dear. Okay, let's listen again. There. Look at that. That was only a 4-pipper. It's much more difficult than a lot of other ones we've seen because it's got some harmony in it. Level 98. Getting close to the top. Goddess Helmet. Finally. I received the honor I deserve. Where do we put the Goddess Helmet? Are you telling me that I can't wear it? You know, legendary. I have to earn these somewhere. There we go. That looks like the type of hat I'm going to get at TJ Maxx today. Let's see here. Gotta just grab this leitmotif. Oh, there we go. Sometimes the game doesn't seem to notice that I'm close to a leitmotif. Alright, is this a phasic dial I've done already? It looks bright, like it's been completed, but I don't think it is. Alright. Okay, so we don't have any single pieces. Let's see if we can get the red out of the way. And then... I feel like I want to do this last. Let's see if we get the green. I feel like I want to do... this isn't ever going to be in position, is it? No, it is. Okay. Wonder where I stand here. A little higher up, maybe? There we go. This is the spot. Finding a puzzle radar would be really handy right about now. I'd be able to find those glide rings without too much trouble. Dark regions have area 3, so that's got to be that one. Let's see. That's got to be that. Not too bad. Another phasic dial we can hit, because there's 7 billion of them in this world. So let's get the blue in place. We'll never get both blue and red with this button alone, but we can get red back in place here, and then we just have to get the yellow and green. That's not too bad. It's an easier puzzle. Alright. Oh dear. So this is the only move so far, is we gotta go through this area. So can we then go back through? How do I get a 3x3 here? That should be there. 3 by 3 here. 3 by 3 here somehow. Does this get me any closer? Okay, I think I've got to go through this area at some point. So I gotta be here. No. Gotta get a different set of parity here. It's just a bit off. Like this corner I think is useful to get to, I guess, but I'm not totally sure how. Well, we're back to this issue. Here, I need to be right these 3 boxes. So if I were here, could I get... This is just getting myself all the way up here. I need to be there. How do I get into that level of parity here? This is the required first step, I believe. I need to just be one... Oh, I just need to be down in that corner. So how do I get this corner? Could get in this spot as well. But it looks like I'm always there. I think this corner lets me go through this passageway. I feel like this passageway exists for a reason. So what is that reason? I have to go this way. This isn't right. Something I'm not thinking of. It's like an obvious move. Maybe getting into this corner? This just lets me come back through this direction, which isn't helpful. I need to be this, like here or there, maybe even this way. Well, to get here, I'd need to be 3 there, which would be 2 ways this way. So either way, I need to be 2 by 3 in this side. But in order to do that, I need to be 3 by 3 on the edge anyway. Is there any way to get to that from here? No. This is the right pattern. This is the right pattern. Okay. Dang, that was tough. I like that one. Okay, where was I? I was looking for glide rings here. Getting a nice high view, of course, helps, but I don't know where the glide rings are supposed to be anymore. Oh, I say right as I find one. That was strange how the score was showing up there. Well, that gives me one of the glide rings I see today. Let's actually look at Wandering Echoes as well, because I noticed after the last time, I thought I got a ton of them, but I was actually grabbing Wandering Echoes from Shady Wildwood. Well, there's only one left today. So it's unlikely that I'll stumble upon it on my own. I will need to find a puzzle radar to help me out. I'll look for the red version of this guy. But that's a different guy. Hold on. That's the same guy. Well, let's take a look. A. Okay, these guys can't connect. All dark regions of area 2. Guess that settles that. That means we can't connect here. Can't connect there or there. No. Other way around. That way. Oh. So it isn't this one. That's a different symbol. No, but let's not get too distracted. That is the symbol for... No, it's a completely different one. What? Oh, I was on top of an arch. Didn't even notice. Uh-huh. Alright, I'm not grabbing a sightseer right next to the edge of a maze. Looks like it's not going to be all that complicated of a maze so far. Unless I fall off the edge. Thank you. Am I trying? Oh, I'm trying to get here. We're gonna go around. Nice. At least that one had some twists and turns in it. Okay. 5. Don't make squares. But we do have to connect all dark cells, so there is that. Exactly one symbol per light area. This isn't gonna do it. Let's see. This, I think, is the way to do it. Oh good, this is an eyesore. mean, they all kind of are, but this is particularly. How do I make... You know what? Never mind. No questions of how do I do that one. It just solves itself. Oh, another one. One of these. How do I make it sort of thing going on? It's got to be like a little in the center. Like there's got to be a little one of these. So we can't. We gotta. What? Okay, I hadn't even started on that one. How are we doing on those good old morph fractals? There's actually quite a few of them today, apparently. There's only one to the right of this, but there's three to the right of that. So those are both black. No dominoes. So there's going to be one in there and one there. Connect all light cells. Nice. That means that's got to be that. That's got to be that. Uh-huh. Two. So these got to be mixed. Hold on. None of that. So if we had a dark cell here, we'd have to have one there, which would trap a light cell. So that is how we do this setup. Huh. So if we put a dark cell here, we'd be forced to put one there, there, and there, which would trap these light cells. So that is how this goes. That is how that goes. Nice. Cool puzzle. You know, I'm gonna keep going for a bit. I'm looking not only at the timer for how long I've been playing this game, but sort of the real-life clock. And I can actually extend this episode just a bit, make a slightly longer one, before I gotta do anything important with my life, like taxes or something. Is it up on top of the building, maybe? Yeah. Alright, let's see. A good angle from this corner, maybe? From that corner? Ah, yeah, corner. Alright. Perhaps there's something further along that side toward the area I don't really go to all that much. That could be where we hide the other glide rings / puzzle radars. Interesting. There we go, thank you. Sights here. We got a lot of puzzles right here. Might as well do them all. So here we go, and oh dear. So can I back up a little further and grab these? Perfect. Sightseer time. That is on top of one of these, I think. I think I'm looking at one of these. Yeah. Oh wow, happened to grab the right rock. Oh no, it's too many buttons. Okay, what? Red is the one I don't see anywhere. Then remaining, let's get yellow, so I can do this last. The rest of these are all 6s. So let's get, let me just put green and yellow in play. So then, let's get blue and cyan together? No. Let's actually get blue and cyan together. And then this should work? No, they're not together yet. So now this one is now together. Okay. That was tricky. But thankfully not so tricky that it took me 40 minutes to do it. Okay, those can't connect. One symbol per light area. Dark regions have area 2. Perfect. Let's see that. Those can't be dark. Not too bad. Have a one right here. Those can't connect. Don't make squares. Connect all dark cells. One symbol per light area. So that has to be done here. One symbol per light area doesn't mean we do it this way. Is there one more? It's up here. And one symbol per light area. Cool. Let's see. Don't have to worry about connecting dark cells. That's got to be a dark cell. Corner rule, corner rule. Alright. Anyway, I was heading this direction. Might as well keep going. Whee! That one's done already. This is not. Oh no. It's all pulsing and stuff. I don't even know how to get it remotely started on this. Something like this. Kind of, but the center's not right. Oh no. No! I'm lost. Okay. This is such an eyesore. Okay, there's something... No. Okay, fine. Anyway. Moving over here. Well. Alright, tiles remaining. That's my favorite. One symbol per light area. Well, then let's just look how far the 8 can go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's as far as 8 can move this way. So there can't be... It can also move here. So this is the extent of the 8. That one actually felt like a real puzzle. How many of these frickin' phasic dials are... Oh, hey, look at that. Picked up some sparks. How many of these frickin' phasic dials we got today? It's actually quite a lot of phasic dials here. Jeez. Let's get the red out of the way. Is there another color only shows up once or twice? I think I want to do this last. So let's get the blue in place. And then let's get the green in place. And then let's get this in place. Okay. Is there a way to get these both through this? I don't think that's the way it's supposed to be done then. I think it's going to be more through here. Oh no. There's no way through there, but maybe inside this pattern? No. Maybe from this angle I'll see them all. There we go. Hoping for some glide rings to make themselves apparent, but it looks like we're not anywhere close to glide ring land. Hey, a hidden pentad though is always good to find, considering there aren't that many of those left in the game. Whoa! There might be something up there. Is there a rift I can launch myself on? I'll just launch myself this way. And there definitely is one up here. Is there a second one up here? Hold on a second. Is there another hidden pentad? Wait, which one am I doing? No, that's not a hidden pentad. That's one of the relics. Okay. I was sure, like, how could there be two of those? This is a tiny little puzzle. Hey, let me in. It's just right here. Okay. And there's a florbs. Florbs. 7 florbs. Let's go here. Okay, this is going to be a terrible time, but let's get started. Stuck on things. I don't like getting stuck on geometry all that much. Stuck on geometry. I'll take it. Gold time is good enough for me on floors, because they generally aren't fun enough to go for the better time, unless I really like them. Okay, we're definitely not in Autumn Falls anymore. We're on the edge of Moonshot Waters. The glide rings have thus far eluded me. That's really what I'm here for. I need more. How do I get more of the things? Like I need. Oh, man. I just don't know if it's possible to save Morphic Fractals. I don't know if it's possible to make those puzzles work ever. I just don't know what you would do to make it not suck. There we go. That just sounds like a random noise. You know what I should probably do? Check to see how my spark situation. 10,000? Let's see. Let's grab another one of those really expensive things. We already grabbed a lot of that. Those are 8,000. Are there any 10,000 bits? There are. Several. There's also this Arrow of Eternity. Yeah, that's just really silly. Let's go back to the Goddess Helmet. Although, if I'm wearing it, it's just called a helmet. Okay. All numbers are off by 1. Okay, so this got to be at least 4. This has to be at least 3. This has to be at least 7. Oh, that's going to be a 9 then. This has to be at least 4. This has to be at least 8. This has to connect and make a 6. This has to be a 10. Alright, that's... Okay. If I move this way first, I can go through here. And then... Oh, this just happens to work out. I just guessed right. I didn't know what I was doing on that puzzle. I feel like I've really scoured this area and I've not found the glide rings. Is there an automatic dead end? There isn't an automatic dead end. I don't want to create a dead end. I want to be intentional about not making dead ends, and I just made one. So let's go back here. I can't do that. So I think I gotta go this way first. Yeah, I think I have to go this way. No, this also makes a dead end. If I go this way first, I could bring... Well, let's look at this. There's no way to not make a dead end here. There's no way. Going through this passage makes dead ends, so we have to move to the left to start. But if I move down like this, there's no way to get into the central area. And if I go this way, I make multiple dead ends. I can't have that. If I go... But then there's no difference between doing this and doing this. See what I mean? So we can't have multiple solutions. Is there any way? No, there is. There is a way to go here. Awesome. This is well-trodden soil. I still don't see the gliders. Two sightseers. My lucky day. That's just looking over the bridge this direction. It's a bit more that way. And this last one's just looking this way? No, I think I'm looking. Alright, there's two bridges here. I'm looking from this bridge. Alright. Now let's look what was under this bridge here. There's a red one down there, and it is the leaf symbol. It is that one. This symbol's got to be somewhere else. Oh man, there's a lot of green boxes. Where are the red ones? Ah, I saw a red one. Good grief. Collision. Oh, it doesn't match anything that's here. None of these all match. What the heck? What the F, David Blaine? Is there red somewhere over here, maybe? To find that one? Okay, is that a symbol here? I don't think so. I think this is a different symbol. That's a different symbol. That symbol goes down here. And then is there anything like under the bridge? No. That matches... Oh, almost there an archway here? There is... Anyway, once upon a time I was going for gliderings. That's certainly changed. I'm looking up at something from down here. I don't think it's this bridge. It's a different one. I've got to see maybe that island in the distance. Like, it's almost like I'm looking at this one. Yeah. Oh dear. Are we serious? That's just testing to see if you know your major scale. That symbol is also not the one that was over there. That is not that symbol either. Alright, exactly one symbol per light area. Let's just fill in the stuff we already know just from doing this. One symbol per light area. Well, just kind of solved itself, shall we say. There is a music grid up here as well. Wait, just random noise. That is the one that was down here. What's a red one now? I don't remember. But something I'm gonna have to see from up here, the green box in relation to this, because we're not gonna see it from down below. So the question is, where? Unless it's even higher up. Or it's just that. That was a completely unnecessary jaunt. I might just give up on the good old glide rings here. I've definitely spent my fair share of time in this level. Oh no. Okay, so what is the... This I'm going to do last, I think. So let's get cyan out of the way. Let's see. Let's get purple out of the way. At least get purple on parity, so if I press this one, purple is easy to fix. I can fix cyan here. So now I need yellow and green to be in place, and they're not on parity with this. So I do have to do this move. Wait, let's do 1, 2, 3. And then... Wait, hold on. If I do this, I can get yellow and green in parity. So by doing... they're not... I'm going to have to do this several times. Now yellow and green... Ah, but not yet. Not here. There. So now I just need red and blue, which will happen eventually. Alright, let's grab a couple logic grids to end the day, because I've been going too long. I didn't find the puzzles I wanted to find, but I did find other stuff. Maybe the real puzzles was the friends we made along the way. There, now I've used a stale internet joke. I'm finally popular in 2007. Let's grab some kind of logic grid, because those are the best puzzles. I always like to end with a puzzle that doesn't make me want to kill somebody. Surely there are logic grids. Maybe they're up that way. I haven't been that way yet. Today. Any minute now. Let's see what we got. Well, I'll do what's in front of me for now. So I don't think there's any way to see both of those from this angle. So maybe from in here somewhere. There. Ah, here's a logic grid. Let's see if this is good enough to end our day on. Don't make a snake pattern, or sorry, only make snake patterns with white. Those dark regions of area 4. What's my first move? Well, if I did this, we would be forced there. So I guess this is the forced move. Can't make snake patterns. Can't do that. Can't do that. Can't do that. This can't be a dark cell. Feel like this is pretty set now. Yeah, that's what it is. Yay, puzzle. Okay. Well, that was a longish episode. While we looked for glide rings and didn't quite find... I mean, we found a lot of other stuff that was really useful, so it wasn't a waste of my time or anything, but I guess I'll look for more glide rings another time. In the meantime, thanks for watching this, and I hope to see you in the next video of mine. Y'all have a good one. Bye.